Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in cause number 330940, case of Style, State of Texas versus DeMarcus Dwayne Bruno. Mr. Bruno, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bruno, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Bruno, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bruno, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Bruno?
All right, good.
Well, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Bruno, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Bruce Smith. Attorney Smith, how are you doing?
Fine, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Smith, do you waive a record in Mr. Bruno's case?
We do, Your Honor.
State is represented by Attorney Lamar Johnson. Attorney Johnson, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Mr. Bruno, I have before me information that alleges that on or about August 30th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 2A. Mr. Bruno, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Sir.
Now, Mr. Bruno, this offense allegedly occurred on or about August 10th of 2021 while you were in Jefferson County, Texas. Now, Mr. Bruno, to this offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest? Now, Mr. Bruno, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Bruno, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Bruno, there's a set of initials, DB, on a line next to a box that says check nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on a line that is titled defendant?
Sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? I also have a document here that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Mr. Bruno, before you sign that initial, all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Smith, you've advised and counseled Mr. Bruno. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Bruno, your attorney, Mr. Smith, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bruno, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending that the court defer adjudicating guilt at this time and instead place defendant on community supervision for a period of 1 year, Your Honor. Require defendant to pay a $1,000 fine to complete 60 hours of community service, to complete a drug, and we're also asking for the standard probation terms and conditions to include a drug and alcohol analysis and require that the defendant complete a DWI class. A DWI education.
Okay, Mr. Bruno, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. What that basically means is that the court will be deferring your conviction. You will not be convicted of this charge. And while you're on probation, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $407. You also be required to reimburse Jefferson County the Crime Lab $100. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $205. Will you be able to pay the $205 each month?
Yes, sir.
And you will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You'll be required to attend. Let me actually see, now you say you want to attend a DWI education class?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, because I see here at condition 15 where he's attending a drug education class. So he's going to attend the DWI education class and the drug education class?
That's correct, Your Honor. In exhibit, State's Exhibit 2, there are details about how this incident arose, and that had to deal with the defendant sleep behind a
Okay.
car.
Okay. And also you'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class and have a drug and alcohol assessment. Now, and I also stated that you'll be required to complete or perform 60 hours of community service. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Mr. Bruno, do you understand the state's offer?
Well, I did on my mom. I'll turn to him, but won't tell me this.
Hold on, let me do this here now. Do you need some time to do this here? Okay, now, Mr. Bruno, you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bruno, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Bruno, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about a non-disclosure because he's quite competent on those matters. Now, Mr. Bruno, you're gonna stand on the X in front of our court clerk and follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Smith, I think this is your last case, is that correct?
That's correct.
You'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right, please stand on the X.
Mr. Bruno?
Let me do this here. Let me do this here. This is cause number 330262, case of Style State of Texas versus Karen Alicia Johnson. Karen Johnson was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the court's announcement. I could at about 9 a.m. the court's bill called the name of Karen Johnson at the courthouse door. Karen Johnson did not appear. A reasonable, Karen Johnson's attorney, Mr. Bruce Cobb, however, did appear. The time now is 11:59 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailey, could you please call the name of Karen Johnson at the courthouse door? Karen Johnson's name was just called at the courthouse door. Karen Johnson did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Johnson an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. However, her attorney, as we stated earlier, did appear in court. Attorney Bruce Cobb. Also, I think Mr. Cobb informed us that she did appear in felony court. And at that point, she was represented by Ms. Lori Perazzo. Mr. Cobb has been in contact with Mr. Perazzo's office, and he has also called his client, Karen Johnson, who did not answer. State, do you have a motion?
Yes, Your Honor, state moves for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Karen Johnson's bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for her arrest in cause number 330262. Mr. Cobb, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yeah.
All right, now, court is back in session at cause number 330262, case of style of state of Texas versus Karen Alicia Johnson. Previously, Ms. Johnson's, case was called, she wasn't here. Her bond was forfeited. State, you have a motion,
Yes, Your Honor, we want to recall our, warrant.
okay? And that would be granted, so Ms. Johnson no longer has a bond forfeiture. Now, Ms. Johnson, I see that you have a felony case,
Yes.
is that correct? And, you went to court on your felony case today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What happened on that case?
They granted me another court-appointed lawyer.
Okay, so they reset your case?
Yes, 123. Oh, no, that's today.
So that's today.
It's April 10th.
April 10th.
Yes.
And in this case, you're represented by Attorney Bruce Cobb. Attorney Cobb, are you requesting that this case be set on the same date of the felony case?
Yes, sure. I think you're gonna try your anything. What's your?
I really don't know, but is there any way that I can get Ms. Perezzo to take this?
No, we have different
Right.
lists, and so he was the next gentleman, next attorney on the list. Give us that court date.
April 10th.
Okay, so this case is gonna be reset to April 10th of 2023. Ms. Johnson, stay in contact with your attorney. Now, on that date, Ms. Johnson, you need to come to both courts. And the way it works is you appear here first, let us know that your case is set down there. Go to that court, your felony court, take care of that matter, then you're gonna come back here with your attorney, and we'll take it from there.
So I'm just coming to check in and then go.
You're gonna come to check in first. You're gonna come here twice. Check in first. Go take care of your matter in felony court. Once you take care of the matter in felony court, then you're gonna come back here to let this court and your attorney know what happened in the felony case. All right?
Right.
All right. So you're gonna stand on the X. Your attorney is gonna sign for your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Cobb,
Yes, sure.
you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you. We'll be thinking about you. I'm gonna be gone for the next 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Going to Collins.
Collin County?
Yeah.